A plan to increase access to NHS dentists in England is a complete failure, MPs say. I'm going to read into this more from The Guardian, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from The Guardian with the headline that the plan to increase access to NHS dentists in England is a complete failure, MPs have said. The damning report by Public Accounts Committee finds some of Tory government's initiatives have worsened the crisis. Guys, while you're here, make sure you hit the like button and share this across social media so others are notified of this video. Now, before I give my thoughts, let me just make this very, very clear here. I do not trust our current Health Secretary, Wes Streeting, to fix our NHS dentists or to fix the NHS. I don't trust him in any way, shape or form. However, I do want the NHS to recover, and I do want the NHS dentists to be revived to a certain extent. We have a massive dental crisis in England in particular, where many people are being forced to go private, absolutely shelling out their savings in order to get them the care that they need for their teeth. It's just been absolutely insane for a lot of people, and the importance of having their NHS dentists being able to look after their teeth is so vital. Now there was a committee hearing a couple of weeks ago, maybe last month, I believe, when I was watching, that they had specifically on NHS dentistry and the challenges that they face, and it's not going to be a case of we cannot fully rely on an NHS dentist at the point. It's been damaged so much by the Conservatives that it is at a point where if you can go private, please go private. It's basically what you're saying, if you can afford it, because that's how difficult it is for people to get to NHS dentistry. Obviously, that's not the ideal message for me to say that to people, but that is the situation you're in. If you can afford to go private, please do. If you cannot afford, then obviously please push as hard as you can to get at least on a waiting list, at least on some kind of waiting list for NHS dentistry. At least that's the best that I can offer for people out there. As for this government, they need to tackle this, and I do have to point out that we do have to give this government a chance to see what they can do with the NHS dentistry. It's all well and good saying, well, Labour have been in for less than a year and what have they done so far? It's easy to say that. They still haven't even had a full year. I'm waiting to see how the NHS does by the end of this year, 2025, so I can be a bit more judgmental on the National Healthcare Service under this Labour government. And I'm hoping that by the end of this year, we see some improvements to NHS dentistry in some parts of the country at least. But it's so important that we make sure that we try to help as many people as we can when it comes to dentistry, guys. So the official plan to increase access to NHS dental services in England has been a complete failure, and some of the government's initiatives have worsened the crisis, a damning report warns. So millions of patients continue to be denied dental care, forcing them to pay for private treatment, building up mountains of credit card debt, or even worse, perform dangerous DIY dentistry on their own teeth by the research by MPs have found. With immediate and significant changes to fix the broken system, there would be no future for population-wide access to NHS dentistry, the report by the Public Accounts Committee has said. This country is now years deep in an avalanche of harrowing stories of the impact of dentistry system failures, said Geoffrey Clifton-Brown, the chair of the committee. It is utterly disgraceful that in the 21st century some Britons have been forced to remove their own teeth. He added that last year dental recovery plans was supposed to address those problems, something that our report found that has signally failed to do so. Almost unbelievably that the government's initiative appears to have actually resulted in worsening the picture, with fewer new patients seen at the plan's introduction. The blueprint to save the NHS dentistry was launched by the Conservative government in February 2024, with a promise it would fund more than 1.5 million additional NHS treatments or 2.5 million appointments. This included a new patient premium, MPP, with dental practices receiving credits for each eligible new patient that they saw, a Golden Hello recruitment scheme that introduced 20,000 initiative payments for dentists and mobile dental vans targeting communities. But the committee found that the MPP, which has cost at least 88 million since it was introduced last March, has resulted in the crisis getting worse, with 3% fewer new patients seen in NHS dentists. The Golden Hello scheme had appointed fewer than 20% of the expected 240 dentists by February 2025, the PAC report added, and mobile dental vans have been dropped altogether. Why? The MP said the current funding and contractual arrangements would only cover about half of England's population and see an NHS dentist over a two-year period at best. They found that just 40% of adults saw an NHS dentist in 2 years to March 2024, compared to 49% in the 2 years before the COVID-19 pandemic. It also highlighted the discrepancies between what a dentist could earn doing NHS work and private work, which the report describes as fundamental issues for improving access. According to the report, there are 34,520 dentists registered with to provide these services in England in April 2023, with 24,143 offering some NHS care in 2023-2024. But the pact said that without proper remediations, more dentists would move exclusively to the private sector, and this is a thing as well. Yeah, it's better for dentists to be in the private sector. They make more money as well, less strain on them. Theresa Sain, the chief executive of Nuffield Trust, a health think tank, said, "We warned more than a year ago that NHS dentistry in England had fallen apart as a universal service, and small tweaks could not bring it back. This report today from PAC confirms the worst, with little to show or even step backwards." Sheila Bagley, the chair of the British Dental Association General Dental Practice Committee, said, "MPs have arrived in an inescapable conclusion that tweaks at the margins have not and will not save NHS dentistry." The Department of Health and Social Care said the Labour government had inherited a broken NHS dental sector and was working to fix it with a new plan. Well, we need, whatever your new plan is, you better come up with it soon, because people are still pulling out their own goddamn teeth, which is really, really bad, because people cannot afford to look after, cannot afford to pay for private care. Like, we need, whatever their plan is, they need to hurry up with it, because people are suffering with their teeth right now. They are suffering, and this needs to be addressed. Clearly, it doesn't look like that Labour. It has been, like I said, I'm willing to see what Labour are doing, but Labour need to get on with dealing with this dental crisis. They can't let it sit. It is problematic, and it needs to be addressed. They need to have a clear plan. They need to be able to help those who cannot afford dental care to be able to get them the dental care they need. And it's even especially worse for children. Especially for children. It's so important that children's teeth are looked after, especially at a young age. It's all well and good it's not just a case of the toothbrush, mouthwash and whatnot at home, for the kids. It's making sure that they're getting checked by dentists, and that the dentists are giving them everything that they need to ensure that they have the best teeth they have at a young age, so that they are better off later on in life. It's really common sense, but even that is a challenge for parents as well. So, guys, what do you guys make of the current situation around dentistry? What do you guys make of this? Is it a complete failure in England? Let me know your thoughts and more on this down in the comments section below. If you found this video informative or helpful to you, please hit that like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share it across social media. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that join button down below to join the YouTube membership for as little as 99p. And do check out the Rumble and Patreon content for exclusives on those platforms. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.